But that's why Rahab copped the plea immediately. Hey, I'm not your enemy. I'm with you guys. Your God is the God. I'm not with the false gods. So I think the enemy is the enemy to God. That's what makes an enemy. Somebody who sets up a God opposed to the Most High.
Con. So so according to the Bible, who are the Most High's enemies?
Or anybody who's against him.
Okay. You have it. Okay. Can I go ahead? Or you want me to go to Psalms
Yeah,
83? Okay.
yeah, pull it out.
Brother, this is good, man. I'm actually glad that we can have a conversation so brothers can, because I want, at the end of the day, we all should be getting along.
Yeah, I don't have a beat.
You know what I'm saying? We all should be able to at least have a conversation with one another. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know you got a family. You said you got 2-year-old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't, we want everyone to be. Let's see.
I think the Bible
Nothing contentious. You know what
and
I'm
the
saying?
Most
'Cause,
High is pretty direct when it describes who the enemies of the Most High are.
Okay, I can read if you want me to. I can start at 5. This is Psalms 83 and 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. So we're reading here that we're about to read the enemies of Israel. Can we at least agree that that's what we're about to read?
Say it again. About to read what?
We're about to read who's confederate and who's
Okay,
against
yeah,
Israel, because we're about to read who the enemies are.
Start
Okay, perfect.
start at verse 1.
Okay, that's fine. Keep thou verse 83, verse 1. Psalms 83, verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. Verse 2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head.
So
So we're
thy
reading.
enemies make a tumult. So hereafter, it's going to list the people who are the enemies of God.
Yeah.
Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name Israel may be no more remembered. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
Once
Verse
again, he's
6.
defining their enemies. Now he's going to define who those enemies are.
God. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gabal, Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Selah.
You're not sharing the passage.
Oh, dang! I'm sorry. Hold on. Is it not showing?
Your
Wait a
screen is
minute. I'm
showing,
gonna have
but
to redo it. Hold on.
You're sharing
it may
Google.
have froze. Yeah, it may have froze.
Yeah, you're sharing Google.
Wait, it might have froze. It might have froze because that's the screen. Because it ain't this screen. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, let me redo this. Hold on. Y'all can. Why is it? That's crazy that it did that. Okay, share this.
Yes, it still ain't sharing.
Okay, you see it now?
No, it's showing. It's
You see it
sharing
now?
Google. I'm looking at.
Okay,
I see it now. I
There we
see it
go.
now. Yep.
There it is. Yeah. Zoom in just a little.
You see it now? Okay.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, my bad, man. I'm not tech savvy. I'm not that tech savvy. I'm sorry.
That's
Sorry
perfect
about
right
that.
there. That's perfect.
Okay, y'all see it now. I'm
Yep.
sorry. I apologize about that. Okay, so all right, we'll just start at verse 6. Tabernacles of Edom and Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes.
Yeah.
So now we're seeing that there's actual enemies and they've lifted their head against the children of Israel.
And this
Go
is
ahead. I'm
Isaiah
sorry, I didn't mean to
83.
do that.
This is
Psalms
Psalms 83.
80.
Okay, Psalms 83. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I agree. You got Edom, you got the Ishmaelites, you got Moab, and the Hagarenes. I don't know who that is. Yeah, and this is
So
why
what was Rahab's nationality?
Rahab. What
Would
was
she
it?
be one of these people?
I'm not sure, but her people were definitely an enemy. This is why he had them destroy the whole city.
Okay.
So
All
her
right.
people
So
were
we can at least
definitely
agree. Okay.
yes.
As long as we
So
can agree to that notion. So
yeah,
now, So if we know, okay, now that we know that, did you have anything else, King?
I just want to say if salvation is defined being saved from your enemies and your enemies being destroyed to where you never have to see them again, as it is outlined in Exodus 14, then there's no way that everyone can receive salvation, because obviously this is outlining a whole
Yeah,
group
and
of
I agree.
people, a group of nations that are the enemies of God. So if you agree with that, brother, then can you point me to a place where salvation is outlined outside of the Israelites?
Yeah, I just gave the example of Rahab. So her
I
people
mean,
last.
I mean the salvation from the Most High.
Okay, salvation in the Most High. Um,
Like, do you have anywhere in the Bible where you can show us that, I grant this nation or these individuals that are
okay,
non-Israelite salvation?
no,
Anything
no,
close
no,
to
no,
that?
no, no. That's not how the Most High worked. Because even with Israel, he said a remnant would be saved. So even all of Israel is not, baseball safe. Like even some of them gonna be out of there. But
But the
so
but that remnant is
Agree.
still of Israel.
yeah, now of course, but don't you get it? Because the remnant is about Israel. So don't you believe that remnant is a small sect that actually loves the Most High and obeys Him and walk in His statutes and commandments, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah, and then the ones that don't, they ain't gonna be part of that, that salvation,
absolutely.
right?
But that's only one qualifier. Walking in His statutes and the faith of Christ. That's only part of the
Yeah, yeah, of
qualifier.
course.
The second
But I'm
the
saying
second
whatever the
qualifier is being of the seed of Jacob.
yeah, yeah, well, yeah, that's what makes you Israel. So God, no doubt, came. He picked a particular people. It was Israel, and He had great plans for Israel. He had great promises and great rewards for Israel. Israel kept going backwards. They kept breaking the covenants. They kept, being disrespectful, setting up gods along the Most High. So He started to, eliminate some of them and curse the other ones, send to captivity, remove them from power. So this just kept going on and on and on till the Most High just had enough of it. And they said, all right, no more kings. Like, all y'all go to Babylon captivity and I'm going to think this over. So this is where you get Israel. Now you got Gentiles. So this is what happened. So the Most High, I think in Jeremiah or Isaiah, I think Jeremiah, where he said he's going to put Israel in the midst of the Gentiles and he's going to punish Israel in front of them. So while you doing that, the Gentiles is bear witness that, hey, damn, this Most High, this guy's powerful. And now they're starting to be covetousness, right? Covetous. They start to like want him for themselves. Like, damn, this guy's powerful and this guy's cool. So you start to see it, Gentiles here and there start to covet the Most High and start to be like, you know what? Maybe if I obey some of these laws, maybe if I do right, if I accept them, maybe He'll have mercy and salvation on me. And that's why I pointed out Rahab. And then you have Ruth. Ruth was on that list. She was a Moabite. And when Naomi was telling her, "Hey, go home with your sister," Naomi was like, "Screw that." She was like, "I will accept your God and your people as my own." And Naomi was like, "All right." And Naomi gave her Boaz and a high value man at that time, and she helped carry the lineage again that led to Christ.
So that's one individual. Can you show me where the Most High is promised salvation for another nation of people,
Well,
or
that's what I'm saying. He's not going to do that because he's not going to guarantee nobody's salvation, like a contract like that, because he's going to say you got to do certain things, you got to believe certain things. And I gave two examples of Rahab and Ruth. So then you have the centurion in Acts 10. Well, you got a couple of centurions in the New Testament from the Italian band who behaved a certain way as well, and the Most High sought favor in them. And the most notable one might be the Gentile white lady that had the daughter who was very sick.
You talking about Matthew 15?
Yeah, and the Most High told her that salvation for the lost house sheep for Israel is not
Yeah,
for
and he got the demon off of her.
yeah, he says not for dogs. And
Yeah, right.
she took a humble approach. Like she wasn't proud. She was like, yeah, well, the dogs got to eat too. And then he said, yo, your faith, that little bit of faith, is greater than when I'm witnessing amongst my own people. And don't forget, he said, all you need is faith as little as a mustard seed. You can move mountains. And that Canaanite woman, she had faith as little as a mustard seed, and as a result, she was blessed. He
So
go ahead.
Perfect.
so
So it's
so
a
first of all, you,
blessing. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean you may have misspoke, but you described the Canaanite as being a white woman or
Yeah, yeah,
Edomite.
yeah. That might be
And
that might be my bias. Yeah, I'm not sure what the hell she
all
is.
right,
She's Syrophoenician, right? She's
so
Syrophoenician, right? She's a Gentile.
right, so
Yeah,
she's a
Uh,
Hamite,
yeah.
right?
Pardon me.
Okay. So my
So
question would be: is a blessing salvation?
Well, he saved
Because
her.
before you answer, I want to say this: Esau's blessing was what? Fatness of the earth. Ishmael's blessing was he'd be made kings and princes. Japheth's blessing would be and they would be a large number. So we see God blessing other nations. I don't disagree with that. I believe wholeheartedly he blesses other nations. But as far as salvation, it's only for Israel.
All right,
And you
so
can't
Salakia,
show me anything out.
Salakia,
let's
I'm
go to
sorry.
Romans then. Let's go to
Salakia.
Romans.
So Salakia, let's deal with one thing first.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's deal with the uh Yahushua called a woman a dog. She agreed. Yes, I am a dog.
Right.
That's correct in Matthew in chapter 15. So let's go to Revelations 22 and 15 and look at the position of a dog in the kingdom.
Yeah.
Revelations 2 and 15 or 21 and 15.
22 and
21 and
22
15.
and 15. 22 and 15.
And I got a question too after that, if that's okay. I got a question. Okay. Can you see it?
No,
You don't see it on the
it's
screen?
showing it's
Now
showing
you showing
Romans
Romans
11.
11.
Wow, this thing's spazzing. Okay, now it's showing it.
Yeah.
I guess I gotta hit the damn
Yeah.
thing every time. That's
Yep.
fine. Okay. I know what I gotta do now. Okay. I see. You gotta hit it every time. That's weird.
That's right.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, King.
You want to read, brother?
Yeah, that's fine. I got you. Revelation 22 and 15. For without our dogs are scorners and whoremongers and
Salakia,
murderers.
Salakia, can you go back to start at 14 so we can be
Yes,
sure
sir.
what's being referred to here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I sure can. And y'all can see it, right? Before I start reading. Okay. Blessed are they that do his commandments, they that have right to the tree of life and may enter through the gates into the city.
So
Verse
obviously
15. For without
we're talking about salvation here. Blessed are they that do the commandments, the tree of life, and enter through the gates into the city, this holy city Jerusalem. That's what we're talking about. Go ahead.
for without are dogs and
Outside of the
sorcerers
kingdom are dogs. They're
and
grouping dogs with
sorcerers
sorcerers, whoremongers,
and whoremongers
murderers.
and murderers and idolaters and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie.
So all those people are outside of the kingdom. Would you still consider that to be salvation? With grouping
Well,
dogs in that group of people.
yeah, because Israel fit the whoremongers, fit those other characteristics that people been doing. Israel sorcerers, they've been sorcerers amongst Israel, murderers, idolaters, and it says whosoever. That whosoever, that's simply anybody can get it. Like anybody who's a loveth and maketh a lie. So that's a Gentile or Israel. If they make a lie, like Judas. Like Judas was a deceiver, liar. Like Judas ain't gonna get
So
salvation.
so brother, what that's saying is those people that it's naming in verse 15 are the people that are outside of the kingdom of heaven.
Right, right. And I just explained that. I said Israel, all of Israel is not is on the inside. Some of those that behave like that
So
is going to be on the outside.
if you're outside of the kingdom of heaven, okay, come. So if you're outside of that, that means you're outside of salvation based on what you said a few minutes ago. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
if you be right, because he laid it down. If you behave like that,
So the woman in Matthew who Christ called a dog and accepted she was a dog, that isn't an example of salvation because
well,
those people are outside of the kingdom
well,
based on Revelations
but he called Israelite
verse
dogs
14
too,
and
though.
15 here.
No, but he called his own people dogs.
Exactly, but they have the right to, they have the access to repentance through his death.
No, I'm saying like he called her a dog, and she was humble. She was humble. Said, "Yeah, I'm a dog." And then he said, "Damn, your faith." Like he didn't say, "Yeah, dog." He was like, "Damn, your faith." He compared her faith to Israel, and he said it was greater.
Okay. He said it was greater. Greater
Yeah,
than what?
or yeah. Let's go to it. Go to
Let's go there because
the
I don't think
passage.
it says that there.
I don't think it says that, but we'll go there.
Well, I'm
No, it's not.
paraphrasing. I'm not
It
reading
doesn't say that there.
it, but
No,
he
you're
was
good. You're good.
definitely
You're
admiring
good.
He
her
does
faith.
commend her for her faith, and he heals her daughter. He doesn't offer her salvation though.
Well, the daughter believes
Crumbs
she's
are not.
saved.
Her daughter's healed, yes sir, but crumbs are not equivalent to the whole loaf.
All right.
Perfect.
Well,
Now I'm
we
glad you brought that up. Now, can y'all see me? Now, unbiased sports, my
yeah,
brother, my brother. Now, if I have this right, right, and I give you this, right,
yeah.
and I give you this, is that fair?
Yeah, because that little tiny bit was enough to heal her daughter.
All right, okay. Y'all heard him. He said so. If I give it, if I'm got two people, and I say, here, Rodney, this is yours, and I give unbiased sports this, unbiased sports is gonna say that's fair.
Yeah, because I was supposed to get nothing. I was supposed to get zero.
All right, okay, all right. Well, we'll just leave it at that. So I'm at Matthew 15. I'm gonna open up the whole chapter.
Just to the
Okay, and
part
you
where
wanted me to go ahead.
he was admiring her faith. Where would that say?
20. Oh. Okay, so I got it. Can you see it? Hold on, let me make sure y'all can see it because now y'all can see it now. Probably.
Yes, there.
Sorry, that then is you gotta push that every time. I apologize. Okay, so I'm on. Where do you? Okay, 22 is that? Behold, the woman came and saying, "Coach Christ,
Yeah.
have mercy on
So
me."
the way
Go
StreamYard
ahead.
is, the way StreamYard is, it's not like Zoom. Zoom, you could have it on one screen. You click off, it goes to the next screen. StreamYard, you got to select the screen like individually. Like each screen you bring
I
up, you got to
see
select
that.
it.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's annoying.
I'm a virgin at this, so I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get
All right.
better.
Okay.
So
It's
I gotta pull it up. If you want to pull out the verse that you want to pull up, because I
yeah,
don't know exactly what verse you're trying
yeah.
to say is
Right.
saying what you're
So
saying. I don't want to be presumptuous.
it's 22. It says, and behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil. So the fact that she was acknowledging who he is, O Lord, and the son of David, Israel couldn't even do that. All right. But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she cries after us. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Then came she and worshipped him. Look, she's doing far better than Israel already, saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, It is not meet to take the children's bread and give it to the dogs. And she said, Truth, Lord. Yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their master's table. Then Jesus, you got to scrub a little bit. Can't see the last part of it. Now look at this.
You see that?
Then Jesus answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith, and great is thy faith. Be it unto thee even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour. And he departed. So he said, "Great is her faith." That's props because in other passages it talks about how Israel had no faith, and he was saying if their faith is just as small as a mustard seed, so her faith is great, so it's greater than a mustard seed. But he was saying if my people just had a portion of what she had, my people would be doing good. So
So,
So
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
based on the Christian ideology, then that works because uh, without imposing any kind of belief system on you, generally Christians believe faith alone through Christ alone gets you saved. So sure, she shows she had faith in here, but we as Bible readers understand that it takes faith, works, as well as being the seed of Israel. So, and it's, we see that she got healed, but Christ also healed the soldier when Peter chopped his ear off. Christ healed him too. Is that equivalent to salvation in that case as well?
I'm not
Because
even
that's a blessing.
I'm not even that familiar with that. You want to go there?
Well,
Yeah,
hold
let's
on, wait.
go there.
That's fine.
Hold on.
Actually, it's cool. Like I said, we just letting you, because we just gonna let everyone just they're gonna be able to make their own. We're not gonna be hammering nothing down. We're letting you pull out your point, and that's what you believe, and that's fine, brother. That's cool. I got another question for you though.
Yeah.
Unless you had
Nah.
okay, and then King, did you have anything?
No,
Okay.
whatever you want to
Now
go, we can go there.
I'm going to Ezra's 4:2 because what it sounds like to you is you're like, well, as long as you believe and Christ will accept you. I mean, or if you have faith, am I like in a general area of what you believe in? Okay, perfect. Now, because we're going to go to Ezra 4:2, and actually we're going to start it. Actually, I'm going to read the whole chapter. Okay, I'm going to start at 1. So now, when the adversaries of Judah, this is Ezra chapter 4, verse 1. And now, when the adversaries of Judah
You gotta click the button.
Benjamin, shit. Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay, I didn't even mean to cuss like that. I apologize. All right. Ezra chapter 4, verse 1. I'm gonna start messing with the other thing here. I'm gonna start doing the other thing because this is kind of annoying. Okay. Ezra chapter 4, verse 1. Now, when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity builded the temple unto the Lord God of Israel. So we got other nations that are non-Israelites. They're hearing of us building the temple, right? Okay, so verse 2. Then they came to Zerubbabel, and the chief of the fathers said unto them, let us build with you. Now, obviously, if they're coming to build, we can go ahead and assume that these people are believing because they're coming to build, right? So they have to have faith. Otherwise, if you didn't have faith, you're not going to come and help them build their temple. So we can say that these people believed and they had faith because they're obviously do because they're trying to build with Israel. Well, let's read what happens to these people who had faith and belief, like you said about the other people. Let us build with you, for we seek your God. So just like the Canaanite woman, just like the woman in Matthew 15, she's coming after our God. Except she literally was talking to Yahweh. So these people are trying to get with us, like how you're saying. And correct me if I'm wrong. For we seek your God as ye do. And we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esarhaddon, king of Ashur. So these people, not only did they believe, not only did they have faith, they were doing sacrifices. That's how far they was taking it. So they're past that woman with great faith in Matthew 15 and 24. Can we at least agree that they're going above and beyond what that woman did?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Okay, perfect. Now, which brought us up hither, verse 3. But Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief fathers of Israel. Now, this is the rest of Israel that's seeing these non-Israelites come up to him with faith, doing sacrifices, doing all these things, right? So let's read what happened to him. And the rest of the chief fathers of Israel said unto them, ye have nothing to do with us to build the house unto our God. But we ourselves together will build unto the Lord God of Israel. So now I'm asking you, now these people who had all this faith, had all this, they were doing sacrifices. These non-Israelites were keeping Torah law, doing sacrifices, what they're not supposed to be doing. That's how much faith they have. Now, why did the chief priest rulers, why did all these rulers who were building the temple told them they have nothing to do with our God? But they had faith. They were doing sacrifices.
But it wasn't their time, though. Their time was going to come when most of Israel rejected the Most High. So that's why the Bible talks about because of Israel fall, the other nations were grafted in. So their appointed time wasn't like Israel wasn't given enough time yet.
Is that it, brother?
Yeah.
Okay, so your answer to that is just the Israel didn't have enough time. That's why these particular people who had faith, works, and sacrifices couldn't be accepted because it wasn't their time.
It wasn't their time.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. Like I said, we ain't going to fight you or anything. We'll just let everybody else decide. So Do you have anything? Because I got one more thing I want to ask him. Do you have anything, King?
No, go ahead.
Unbiased. Do you have anything you want to say?
I'm just listening what you guys got.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
When you get done,
Yeah,
when you get
I'm
done,
glad
I
this
want to go.
conversation. I'm sorry. What'd you say, King?
When you get done, I want to go to Isaiah 11.
Oh, perfect. So I just want to go right here to Paul, because it sounds like, to me, it's replacement theology. To me, it sounds like you're replacing Israel.
Nah.
To me. I'm not saying you are, but it just sounds like when you say that, oh, well, no, these people don't have to do the curses. They don't have to go through any of the curses in Deuteronomy 28. They can just have faith.
They was already cursed. Their birth they were cursed because they weren't chosen.
Possibly, but they wouldn't. The curses of Deuteronomy 28 wasn't on them. That's my point.
Yeah,
they could have been cursed in any other way, or whatever. However you're saying, we're not denying that.
But Israel were only cursed because they chose it. Like they had an option. They had option A, or option B.
Yeah, because they broke the laws, right?
Right, but the Gentiles they didn't have a choice. Like they were born.
So God is only punishing Israel, right?
Right, because he.
Yeah.
Go ahead, King. Go ahead.
It's not a curse. It's predestination, as Paul talks about in Romans. Vessels for dishonor. They were destined for dishonor from the beginning. They didn't do anything to be punished or to be exempt from salvation. They were never destined for salvation.
And in Romans 11:1, it says, I say then, have God cast away his people? This is Paul. God forbid. For I'm also an Israelite of the seed of Abraham and the tribe of Benjamin. So Paul would disagree with you as well.
Okay.
That's just what I was.
So, well, Paul is talking to the Israelites because they're feeling like, they're feeling a certain type of way. They're feeling like the reason why he got to reassure them, because they feeling like God ain't working with them because the curses and other Gentiles starting to get favored. So Paul is reassuring them like, oh, no, God is still with us. There are some requirements for him to deal with us, but if we don't meet those requirements, he's not a respecter of persons. He's going to cast you out.
Okay. All right, brother. Now you wanted me to go to Isaiah 11, or would you want me to go, King?
Well, let's deal with that respecter of persons first.
Okay, Exodus 25 or Exodus 2 and 25.
Yeah, let's deal with that.
Okay, no problem.
And that's going to lead us into Isaiah 11, I think.
I believe I could be wrong. Sharp I am. Yeah. Okay. You want me to read it?
Yeah, come.
Okay. Exodus 2 and 25. And God looked upon the children of Israel, and God had respect unto them.
So we see the Bible here saying that God does respect Israel. So he may not be a respecter of persons of the other nations, but Israel, he verbatim has respect to. But let's go to Isaiah 11 and see the prophecy of what the final salvation is going to look like.
Well, first though, unbiased. How do you how do you feel about? Can you break down Exodus 2 and 25 for Baba
Well, that's just a passage. I don't see the whole context, but God is not a respected person. This is why he chastised Israel for breaking laws, and I listen to him. That's exactly what it means. Like God is not respected persons means that he doesn't care who you are. Like if you do something against his will, he's going to judge you accordingly, and we see that throughout his entire affiliation with not just Israel but anybody from Adam all the way down to Jesus.
So what does it mean right here when it says God has respect unto them? Speaking of Israel.
Well, well, first of all, we don't see the context. We just see verse 25. If you could read more of the context, it'll probably.
What do you mean? That's the last verse.
Right. Yeah, but I don't
see
the last verse. Context.
Okay, I'll go.
Yeah, I had no idea what he's even talking about. But so there can't be.
Okay, well, let's go up a verse. I'm gonna go up one verse. I'm going one verse, verse 24. And God heard the groaning, and God remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. It's pretty clear. And it says, and God said unto the children of Israel, God have respect unto them. If you don't want to agree with that, that's fine. I'm not here to
something respecter of persons means that he doesn't differentiate between
right, but that doesn't say that there though. It doesn't say he's a respecter of person. He says that he's a respecter.
But what it actually that is exactly what it says, because it's
Okay.
referring to the covenant. Because of the covenant, he is a respecter of Israel.
Wait. So,
Yeah,
but
it
And he
says,
what?
God
does
remembered his covenant.
differentiate between the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and
Wait.
Jacob
But what about when he told
versus the other
Abraham?
nations.
But what about when he told Abraham circumcision you should do, and if you don't, he said if you don't do it, he said you could be born of Israel or bought with money. If you don't get circumcised, he's going to cast you out of the covenant. That sounds like not a respecter of persons.
Well, I mean, yeah, because they're not keeping the contract.
Right. So that means
The
he's
contract was
not a
only,
respecter of persons.
given to Israel. Though is our point. Like I said, you
The,
can present your claim like we ain't gotta even clash like that.
Nah,
Like
I'm
letting you
listening.
present
So
what
the
you
brother said
believe
Romans
and
11. I
letting
mean, he
people
said, what you say? You said Isaiah 11?
Yeah, but just I'm gonna go to Isaiah 11, but I'm just so you understand. Like I'm letting you say what you want to say. That way, when people hear it, you're gonna be clear. You was able to say everything, and nobody was interrupting you. You know what I'm saying? Like you was able to, and we're not gonna sit here and like, nah. We'll let everybody else decide. We'll let them decide what they want to believe. I'm not here to make you believe what we believe. You know what I'm saying? So like at the end of the day, I just want us to get together, and this is going good so far. I mean, in my opinion. So I'm going to Isaiah 11. I'm sorry. Is it Isaiah 11, sir?
Isaiah 11, yeah.
Uh-oh. Um, sorry, I mean to burp.
If you click on
Okay,
KJV online, it'll bring up the whole. Uh, okay, there you got it. Never mind.
I got it. So what verse? What word you want me to start at?
Start at verse 11.
And I can. Okay. Isaiah chapter 11, verse 11. Uh, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people. Now, what does that
So
mean, sir?
It says,
Can you see the screen, sir? I'm
yeah,
sorry.
it's kind of tiny, but yeah, it's the rent. It might be me.
Uh,
No,
no,
it's
make it a little
probably
bigger.
me.
no, you could, yeah,
Just,
okay. Yeah, that's
Is that
better.
that's
better?
good right there.
Sorry.
Yes.
It's because I got y'all on this half, this on this half, so I'm
Yeah, so
sorry.
he's going to recover, I guess, a small group of his people that was left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and these other places.
Has this happened yet?
I'm not sure.
Okay, that's fine. Verse 12, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations. So the other nations, like the Canaanite woman,
Yeah.
all the other nations who he's gonna set up an ensign for them, they shall assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah in the four corners of the earth.
The outcast of
So
where?
the outcasts of Israel.
The northern kingdom, and the dispersed
Yes.
from where?
And to gather together the dispersed of Judah from the
The
four
southern
corners of the earth.
kingdom. The southern kingdom.
You want me to go ahead and keep reading?
Yeah, come.
Verse 13, and also the envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim.
So we can skip down to verse 16, and we already understand the concept. This is the Lord
But
gathering his people.
to
This
hearken
is
on
the
that verse right there, it says envy shall not vex envy Judah, or Ephraim shall not envy Judah anymore. If it was what what you're saying, unbiased sports, why is it not saying everyone who's envied? Why is it so specific? Why is it saying Ephraim and Judah?
Yeah, but I keep telling you that everything had to take its course.
But this hasn't happened yet.
Right. It's prophesying, it did
it's
say an
prophesying the
ensign.
second Exodus.
It did say an ensign for the nations.
Okay.
An
I'll read
ensign.
verse 16. Oh, sorry.
What do you think that ensign is? What do you think that's describing? An ensign. What is
Let me
that?
see. I already don't have. Let me look at it. What verse was that?
I can't even talk. Damn. Isaiah 11 verse
Let me see it again.
Verse 13.
verse 12.
All right. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations and shall assemble outcasts. Yeah, I guess like an ensign to me for the nations is something that to give them hope that they can make it in as well.
Okay, but right after that, then it says he's going to assemble uh, the outcast of Israel and gather the dispersed of Judah. Why
Right.
isn't he gathering anyone else?
He got to do that first. That's why it keeps saying to the Jew first and then everybody else.
Okay, now let's skip down. Let's go to verse 16.
And there shall be a highway for the remnant of his people, which shall
For
be
who?
left.
Wait, slow down. A
Okay, and
remnant of
there shall
who?
be a remnant, and there shall be a highway for the remnant of his people.
Who are the Lord's people?
That's Israel.
Okay.
Which shall be left from Assyria, like it as it was to Israel in the day that it came up out of the land of Egypt.
So the same way that the Most High brought the children of Israel from Egypt is the same way he's going to bring salvation again in the end times. When the nations see the ensign and he gathers the dispersed of Israel and then dispersed of Judah, it's going to be exactly like it was in Egypt in the first Exodus.
Exactly.
Where
That's what it says.
verse 16.
And there shall be a highway for the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, like as it was to Israel in the day that he came up out of the land of Egypt.
Yeah. Right. And I believe Christ led that torch, and a lot of them rejected him. So that highway, Christ was, leading them to that highway, and a lot of them said, "Nah, I'm good."
Well, if that's his answer, that's his answer. That's fine. That's fine. Now, okay, well, if you got okay, I would like to definitely do a part two, considering how well this conversation went. I feel like we can definitely build from this. I mean, does anyone else feel that way or feel unobligated or anything?
And I think it's good.
Come.
I mean, I'm by sports. Do you have a question for me and him?
Now I'm just like I said, I'm just going with the flow.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. But most importantly, I feel like this was a great build. I feel like everyone was heard. I'll be able to vouch for you, unbiased
Nah,
sports. I'm gonna say he's
you
not
were a
rude.
great. You and E Beer, that's his name.
Yes,
Come.
yes.
Yeah, nah, you guys were great hosts. Like you were fair, you respectful. You didn't, shout or cut me off, mute me. It was a respectful conversation. You guys agreed to disagree. That's all you can ask for.
Because that's all. Because at the end of the day, the scriptures. At the end of the day, we all we got. So we have to make sure we're not enemies just because of the. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure we're loving each other. Like we gotta have that brotherly love. We gotta have that Hebrews 13:1, the Galatians 6:2. We have to exhort that. We have to show that out here.
Now
So
I'm gonna look over these scriptures later though.
Perfect. And if you got more, like I said, this was great. So now that we definitely can. Okay, so when do we? Okay. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stop this recording, and then we're just gonna talk and set up the next event. Is that cool?
All right. Okay, we stop mine.